I'm not being unreasonable on this. I'm not.
How many times can I apologize?
It just makes the kitchen look like crap, man. I try so hard to keep it clean so people really don't know what a slovenly housekeeper I am.
So yesterday,
It's me pretending.
Aaron watched the show yesterday after the show and said, "Hey, the cabinet door was open." Let me show you this.
No, bear with me. You know I'm right. Cabinet doors are to shut things so that you can't see all the crap behind it so that it gives the appearance of a clean kitchen, right? And also
Okay.
people probably were like, what is wrong with that? And it
The
was
one behind
distracting.
your head. The one behind your head, you mean? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to tell you this, but we have plates and bowls.
You know, I can't help but feel like you're making light of my issue here.
No, what
That
I'm
perhaps
actually
you might be
angry.
mocking me.
I'm actually a little angry because Christmas is gone.
Yeah.
And Valentine's is here and the glitter is back.
This is our rule. You know that. We cannot take down one holiday without putting up another. By the way, if you haven't been to Glitter and Glue Guns, it's our latest Facebook page. And basically, it's like DIY decor for every single holiday. And there's like fashion. There's Valentine's Day dresses for as low as $6 you can order right now. And all kinds of like amazing food. And
Oh, don't put glitter on me.
There.
Oh, you are so cut off.
lots
Oh,
of glitter.
Good Lord. All right, so
Put your
talking
head.
about glitter, let's talk about Sundance. Let's talk about stars. Let's talk about a guy named Skippy.
Skippy, the 41-year-old virgin.
And he is.
He's our excitable ginger, and this guy can get a selfie with anybody, and it's because he looks so adorable and innocent. It's like, who would say no to him? Nicolas Cage, who I think looks like he would take my eye out with his thumb, loves Skippy.
Liam Neeson is like, Skippy.
He still loves him. He kills other people, but Skippy he loves. In any case, so he's going to be doing celebrity reports for us for the next 2 weeks. But for tonight,
A highlight reel?
He thought, you know, maybe I could just do like a little bit of a highlight reel to show you
All right.
all the cool people who have been there before.
Let's see.
Hi, Todd and Aaron. So my flight doesn't leave for another 15 minutes, so I thought I'd take a minute or two to share another one of my favorite Sundance memories with you guys. This one involves Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords. And when I've met him a couple of times, but the first time I met him, I had this big ginger beard. And in fact, I even had a shirt on that said, "My beard loves your movie." And one day it said Heisenbeard with an arrow pointing up. And when I met him, I said, "Hi, Jermaine, can I get a photo with you?" And he goes, "Sure." And I go, "Can we make it kind of like a fun photo at all?" And he's like a silly one. And I go, "Yeah, a fun one." And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Maybe like a muscly one, like I'm trying to push you away." And so he actually gets his hands out and starts pushing me away physically. And I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be perfect. Can we do that?" And he goes, "Sure." And he's like, "Go away, you fan, because I hate my fans." And he was just being tongue-in-cheek about it, but I loved it. And after the photo, he was in the same movie with Rhys Darby, who's also in Flight of the Conchords. He plays the manager, Murray, in it. And I said, "Hey, can you send out Murray?" And he goes, "Should I tell him to look for the fan that's really mean to celebrities?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." So Murray comes out and he goes, "I was told to look for the ginger-bearded tough fellow that wants to fight Brett or Jermaine." And I'm like, "That would be me." So we get our photo, and then a couple days later, still during the festival, and as it goes later into the week, there's less and less celebrities up at Sundance, right? So my friends and I, it was a slow day. We went out to eat at Main Street Pizza and Noodle, and from where we were sitting, I could see into the corner, and there was this booth, and at the booth was Jermaine and some of the people that he was with. And I looked at him, and I kind of waved and, you know, did like a little eye connection as to not make a big scene or anything like that. And like he waves back, and then I just kind of smiled, and then he holds up his hand, right, and he points at me and goes, you. And I'm like, "Oh, me, that?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then he goes, "Me, you." And he starts punching his hand, and I start dying laughing, right? But my friends are like, "What are you laughing at?" Because they couldn't see exactly who I was looking at or anything like that. And then Brett does another thing where he points, "You." And then I'm like, "Me," and he goes like that and makes this throat slitting motion. And I tell you, it may not seem as funny now, but at the time, it was one of the funniest things that had ever happened to me. And so a couple of years goes by, I see him again at Sundance. In fact, this was not this year's, but the last year up at Sundance. And I saw him and I said, "Hey, do you remember me?" And he goes, "You're the young fellow that tried to beat me up one day. And I go, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I said, can we do another photo? And he goes, another tough one, another fisticuffs one? And I go, yeah. And so we do that, and he goes, people are going to start thinking that I'm really mean with all my fans, that I like to beat them up. And I'm like, you're the absolute best. So anyways, just wanted to share with you guys another one of my favorite Sundance memories. Okay guys, so this update for you is coming from a mile up in the bathroom. I just wanted to tell you guys 3 tips that every person that goes to the Sundance Film Festival should know, okay? Number 1, the film guide is your friend. With the film guide, it tells you not just the movies and who's in it, it also tells you like producers and directors, and that's important because like one year there was a film that the producer was Ben Affleck, and there was the people that were actors in it. I didn't know who any of them were, but the producer was Ben Affleck, and so I ended up missing getting a chance to have a one-on-one conversation with Ben Affleck because I hadn't really studied the movie guide. So study the movie guide, download the app, the Sundance 2019 app. That's the number 1 thing, okay? Number 2, if you see paparazzi or if you see autograph hounds, you want to be where they are because those guys are getting paid to spot celebrities, right? So the number 2 tip is find where paparazzi and autograph guys are and go there. And then the number 3 tip for having a really great Sundance is go with an attitude that even if you don't see a single celebrity, you'll still have fun. It's so key that if you go up there for the experience, you'll love the experience. If you go up there expecting to meet Zac Efron and then you don't, you'll come going, oh darn it, I didn't get to meet him, that wasn't any fun at all. Then you weren't doing it right. If you go up there like to experience Sundance, you'll have a great experience. It will. These 3 things, the film guide, spotting where paparazzi and autograph guys are, there's probably a celebrity around there, and then go up for the experience. Those are the 3 most important things when it comes to going up to Sundance. So I'll see you guys on Main Street.
Job of a lifetime. Job
Really?
of a
You're
lifetime.
gonna go that far?
Job of a lifetime.
Really?
Think about traveling.
Okay.
They say heavy on travel. That's what they're talking about.
Well, that's cool. That means you get to see the country, you get to see the world, you get to go cool
Flying
places.
around.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way. What
do you mean?
You have to be good at PR. You have to be good with television and radio people.
We could maybe do this so far.
We could do so. We got some good experience there. And basically, you travel, and that is basically your bit. That's it. You travel around the country driving.
Is this like a long haul truck? Wait, no, because then where would the PR stuff come in? What is
No
it?
trucking. If you remember, my baloney has a first name. It's OSCAR.
My baloney has a last
Second
name.
name.
It's Mayer.
I love to eat it every day.
Commercial jingles are amazing.
We're talking about the Wienermobile.
Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. But we've been on the Wienermobile before.
I've been in the back of the Wienermobile.
I'm not sure that's something to brag about, honey, but okay.
It's actually storage. I thought it'd be bunk beds. I thought it'd be
don't get
like
to
a
sleep?
beautiful thing with a bathroom and a shower.
Yeah.
And because it's that swoopy up part. And it would be great.
Be like a little bunk bed
Maybe a
loft thing.
skylight or something.
Yeah.
No, it's where they put all their crap and their tables and stuff.
That seems disappointing.
I know. So evidently you go, and usually it's in a team. The group we met was a woman and a man.
They were adorable, relentlessly young and clean cut, and had
And they
super
just
happy smiles and like ironed polo shirts.
Traveled from coast to coast in the Wienermobile. And I looked at it. I remember saying, well, how obsolete is this?
But how awesome.
And then I saw 50 or 60 people taking selfies with it. And I went,
Todd, it's the Wienermobile. I don't care how old and
you gotta
cynical you
send
get.
it out.
It's the Wienermobile.
you have to take a picture of you with the
We
Wienermobile.
took a picture with the
Yeah,
Wienermobile.
I sat behind the wheel of the Wiener.
Once again, I'm not sure you should be bragging about some of this stuff. So the job is open now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it's such a tease about the Wiener.
What do you mean?
They don't tell you how much.
Most people do need to know that information.
Yeah.
So they're banking on the glamour of driving the Wienermobile cross country is really what they're going for. Like it's not really in the money, it's in the experience kind of thing.
Yeah. How much do you think it is? Just because I don't know. How much do you think you make? So let's say it's for 6 months.
Maybe 2,000 a month, maybe. But you know what? It is one of those like experience things. You
Right.
would do it just based on it's the Wienermobile.
All right, I say for a year that you would make 30 grand
Yeah.
and all the wieners you can eat.
Well, there's that.
They don't cook.
There's a lot of
They
lunch
don't
meat.
do. They just drive around and park it.
Well, then you lay out samples and stuff on the tables.
And then no, there is no cooking.
Really?
None. And then you go and stay at Motel 6.
You win the Wienermobile.
And then if you get stuck in a ditch or snow, you know what you feel like?
I don't know.
A wiener.
You're so...
Hey, tell
I was
me.
going to tell me something good because I want to get this taste out of my mouth.
The wiener taste?
It's brought to you by PC Laptops. Our friend Dan Young at PC Laptops. They have killer laptops and desktops that start as low as $7.99.
They got a $9.99 one that is just whoa.
Really nice.
Whoa.
Lifetime service and parts warranty for no matter what you buy from there. So it's amazing. I was thinking about this story because my sister Julie was a foster mom. Well, my brother-in-law Don was a foster dad, and they took care of a lot of kids, and it's really God's calling. I'm going to be honest, because
It
you're
is.
dealing with the most fragile little people in
Yeah.
the world, and you have to love them like their parents, and they probably won't treat you that well a lot of times because they have suffered. But she had two little ones who were African American, and I remember we were talking about the 4-year-old, and we're like, her hair. And Julie didn't even screw around. She went and she started calling around, found somebody in one of the salons who could give her a tutorial, went down there, and the woman's like,
She had to
"First,
learn. She had to learn new hair.
It's a lot of work, and the thing is that hair is very important. It shows how well groomed you are. It shows that you're taken care of, and especially.
That's why this happens.
Well, you know, it's all that. And so Stephanie Holliford adopted Haley.
Right.
She's a mother of 5 from Georgia, and she started calling and asking advice, like, how do I do her hair? I
Same
want it to
thing,
look
same
good.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she took a look at a picture that Haley's teacher had sent of Haley at school, and Haley was super cute. She's coloring, but her mom said her hair just looked terrible. I thought I had sent her out looking really good, but it was totally unkempt and stuck out everywhere. And the voices of all the women who had taken their time to tell me the importance of taking care of my daughter's hair rang in my ear, and I felt like a failure. And so basically she posted the photo on Facebook and asked for help. Now here's the thing. Stephanie's not naive. She was kind of braced for some backlash, you know, white mother and African-American daughter and and maybe some
Creeps.
unkind statements.
Some
and
idiots. Right.
she said, I got dozens of comments and handfuls of personal messages, helpful, encouraging, useful advice, and I immediately felt supported by my community. One woman, Monica, who I'd never met in person, offered to come to my house and help me out.
cool.
She said, I'm not dumb. I immediately took her up on her offer. So sweet Monica shows up at her house. She's got a big old basket full of supplies. She plops Haley on her lap, and she starts talking to her mom, Stephanie, about what to do and some different things. And she showed me to do some simple styles at home. And
Right.
then she gave me all these headbands and products and combs, and she wouldn't take any money in return. But she had all this time that she spent with us, and Haley's hair looked adorable, and she kept looking in the mirror, touching her puffs, going, so pretty.
Nice.
And she kept hugging me and then her new friend, Mrs. Monica. So Stephanie posted a selfie of Hunter and her daughter to Facebook, and she was even more astonished by the massive social media response.
Wow.
Thousands of people liked and commented and shared the photo, and dozens of media outlets reached out to her about sharing her story, including us. Now here's the thing that makes me want to cry, and this is what she said to me and what humbled me. She said, in our country where everything seems so divisive, this quiet act of kindness spoke loudly to people from all walks of life. People are hesitant to reach out sometimes to someone who may be different. Conversations may be too difficult. In these tricky times, it's hard to know what to say or how to respond. People seem so easily offended, so somehow we've all stopped trying to understand each other. And we cling to those who we think are like us, those who share our beliefs, maybe those in our same political party, those who look like us. And in the end, we close other people out. The inability to share space with people when it's the slightest bit uncomfortable just cements the divide. And underneath the other side are amazing people that we're cutting ourselves off from. And we have so much to offer each other. And there's so much more that we have in common than the things that divide us. And she said, thank you, Monica, for teaching me this and being willing to reach out in return. Is that the most powerful thing that you've heard in the most logical possible
is.
way?
And next time I drop Zoe off at school when it's my turn, I'm going to try not to have dad shame for what her hair looks like.
I know, we got to do something better than just clubbing her hair together in a ponytail.
When we had people watching them when we were working early in the morning, they do like these triple
Fancy braids
donut
and-
donut pretzel braids and stuff, and there's no way.
We brush it.
And I was a
There's
Boy Scout. All right, so
You would think one of us would know something
I'm going
more.
to warn you about this story.
Okay.
I'm going to warn you the fact that I am going to brutalize every Italian town and word in this, just to give you a heads up, because I care. Who wants a villa?
Me?
Who wants a villa in Sicily?
Me? Are you kidding? On the island and maybe on one of those little adorable hills and overlooking it with that cool stucco? Yes.
Who wants it for $1.50?
This is a trick, right?
There is.
Is this one
no
of those
trick.
letter writing scams?
No.
What is it?
We've done several of these stories, and there's places where small communities, people are moving out and going to the city, and they're leaving behind homes. The thing that's different about this one, and there have been other ones that have been as successful.
Yeah, but that's been like Oklahoma and Detroit. This is freaking Sicily.
No,
I mean,
no,
this is like...
this has been in Europe as well.
Okay.
But the problem is the town had to act as a moderator between the homeowner and the buyer.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Which can turn into a mess.
Not in this town, baby. The town owns all the abandoned houses.
So they can just go, yeah, give me $1.50. Okay,
They can
here
say
it is.
yes or no. Now, if you want to look this up, Sambuca.
Sambuca di Sicilia.
Say it again slower.
Sambuca di Sicilia.
I love it when you speak Italian. That is the little village. If you look that, say it again.
Sambuca di Sicilia.
Go ahead and look that up and look at the pictures, and you will freak out.
Oh, you also have to pay a security deposit.
You do, and you get it back.
And you need to do some remodeling, which is logical
It's
because
about-
if you're going to live there or even stay there for any amount of time, I was thinking like an Airbnb thing. You go and remodel it, and then we get to go there for a couple weeks a year.
I wanted to say lira, but I can't because it actually is not. It's European money, which is boring. So
Euros.
it's about $30,000.
Yeah, to do some remodeling, pay a deposit, and then as soon as it's all done,
Oh my gosh.
Sicilia de Sambuca has pristine beaches, forests, picturesque mountain nearby, rich local history.
And now you're part of it.
Oh,
For a-
that would be the coolest thing ever. Because
Hold that.
who would not want that?
Who would not? Look. I could buy a street. I could buy half the next block. I could buy a fire hydrant and a light outside the house just with what I have in my pocket.
I'm so jealous.
$1.50.
We have to
And you
do
get
that.
a house.
Who would not want to go in on this with us? Seriously, if we got like 3 or 4 different people and we all pooled in for remodeling funds and stuff, we could do this.
And this is not like getting like, remember the timeshares in Mexico that everybody's always pushing? No, this is like, oh, it's Sicily. Sorry.
oh no,
By
it's,
the beach.
it's a picturesque villa overlooking the beach. Sorry.
All right, so you
so
guys,
cool.
we're going to be covering more with Skippy and more of Sundance, which is going to be cool for the next, like how long?
Well, for the next 10 days.
10 days. And hope you're going to like that because he's fearless.
There's some pretty good people
I'm
coming
very
this year.
excited. I'm
Like
very
Dwayne
excited.
Johnson, The Rock is coming. That's, I
Yeah.
guess, one of his... He always sets his sights, like, you know, The Great White Whale, like Moby Dick. Like,
The
there's
Rock.
a few each time that must be his.
The Rock always has to show up because any movie that doesn't have him will fail.
It is a given.
And he is the savior of all movies.
It
So
is true.
hence the savior of all festivals.
It only seems logical when you
Doesn't
put
it?
it like that.
You guys have a great day. We're going to see you tomorrow on the Todd and Aaron Daily Stream. Now, first of all, let's get back to the cabinetry. You know I left the cabinet open again, didn't you? I meant you look. Get the glitter the heck away from me.